Thanks, Candace. I know I wouldn't mind if somebody looked after my shoveling duty.
Yeah, I do all my own shoveling. See, I keep myself in great shape. Don't act like you're not impressed. Coming up next, Waterfront TV's Katie Lonitz talks with two people about the safety of our streets. T4, W2, taxable, untaxable. The language of tax season is confusing enough when you speak English, but what if you don't? Here's a look at a program to make filing income tax less intimidating for immigrants. This could be what talking about income tax sounds like in a different language. The Keshen Goodman Library in Clayton Park has been holding community income tax clinics for years. That library noticed a trend.
Many of the folks who were coming to those clinics were newcomers and immigrants, and it was challenging for the volunteers. They did a great job, but they were primarily Canadian English-speaking volunteers.
So the call went out for volunteers from those communities to be trained in income tax advice. Last year it was offered in 4 languages: Chinese, Arabic, Farsi, and Nepali. More than 100 people used the service. For income tax specialist Jerry McVicker, the help first-time filers are getting makes it easier for everyone when they come into our office.
With us working in income tax for so many years, we're able to bridge that gap and overcome any fears for the client.
With the success of last year's program, 4 more libraries will have the clinics this year, and in even more languages.
But the interesting thing that has happened is once we've started recruiting through posters, through word of mouth, people that speak other languages that we weren't expecting have volunteered saying, I'd love to do this, and I know people in my community that would come to me to have their taxes done if I was able to.
Now, the libraries will be running these sessions throughout tax season, and they're still looking for volunteers for some of them. If you can translate from English to Russian or Korean, your services are in demand. What was considered a dream event for some is now a reality for HRM. The glitz and glamour of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or UFC, is coming to the city this fall. Gavin Tucker says he'll be there. He's a local fighter with a 7-0 professional record.
Well, I'm 9 months out now. I have a habit of getting really excited really soon, so I'm just going to try to get better skills. I'm not going to focus on killing myself with cardio right now, just keep developing skills.
Now, with others from the region already competing in the UFC, Tucker is hoping a strong local showing will add to the excitement of the event. The event takes place October 4th. Minimum wage is going up in April. An extra dime will raise the hourly wage to $10.40. Carl Clark takes a look at the pros and cons. Sackville is closer to having its own community radio station. The Cobequid Community Radio Group is awaiting a decision from the CRTC on a permanent license to operate on 88.7 FM. The group received over 2,000 letters of support. The board's vision is to reach an audience ranging from 9-year-olds to 90. The station would provide a local voice for Sackville and nearby communities.
Community stations can do the local programming, really be the voice of the community. They can be the weekly newspaper of the electronic genre and get down to the grassroots coverage.
While internet radio is an option, Robson says access for the older generation is what keeps the group pushing for an FM license. The decision is expected later this month. That's the news this week, but I'm sure Arda and Emily have even more great stories for you, so I'm going to send it back to them. Welcome back, and now here's a look at the 5-day forecast. Well, we have a wind and rainfall warning in effect tonight. 35 to 65 millimeters are expected tonight and tomorrow, with wind gusts of 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. Temperatures raising to 9 by morning, but it's going to drop to around 1 by the afternoon, so it's going to be ugly out there. I find that very fitting for Valentine's Day. Saturday, a few flurries as the temperature drops, high of 1, low of -4. Sunday, it's going to stay cold. Flurries, low of -8, high of -3. And Monday, mainly sunny. Don't let that fool you. It's only going to be a high of -5, low of -9, and it's even colder for Tuesday, partly cloudy. -11 is the low, with a high of only -5.
For today's audiences, it stars Joel Kinnaman, Gary Oldman, Samuel L. Jackson, and Michael Keaton. Enough said. Back to you.
Thanks, Alan. RoboCop remake. I'll buy that for $1. That was my favorite line from the original movie as a kid. And as a kid, I played with a lot of Lego. Never really considered it art. Chad Allen's showing us some people who are taking the toy blocks to the next level.